Everyone wants to retire early, but nobody agrees on the number. Some say you need 1 million. Some say 2 million. And then there's that one guy on YouTube saying you can retire with $37 and a coupon. So which one is it? Let's find out before inflation raises the answer again. Retirement sounds simple. You save money, you invest, and one day you stop working. But the real question is, how much is enough? In this video, we're going to break down the exact math behind retirement, why most people underestimate the number, how investment, stock market returns, and economic cycles affect it, and how to build a realistic portfolio strategy for long-term investing, because retirement is not just about money. It's about sustainability. Let's start with the biggest misconception. Retirement is not a number. It's a system. People think if I have $1 million, I'm done. But that ignores inflation, spending habits, market volatility, and lifespan. Two people with the same amount can have completely different outcomes. Because retirement depends on how much you spend, how your investments perform, and how long you live. Now let's talk about the famous rule. The 4% rule. It is a guideline for retirement withdrawal. The rule says you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year, without running out of money for about 30 years. So if you need $40,000 per year, that means you need $1 million in your portfolio by retirement. If you need $80,000 per year, then you need $2 million. Simple. But it's not perfect. Individuals need to tailor the calculation to their circumstances, including market conditions and long-term goals. This rule assumes stable market returns, a balanced investment portfolio, and historical averages. Real life is messier. Markets don't move in straight lines. What if your retirement happens to be when the market is in a recession period and your portfolio is going through a down year? Now let's talk about the silent killer. Inflation. Inflation reduces your purchasing power over time. That means your expenses increase, your money buys less. If inflation averages 3%, your cost of living doubles roughly every 24 years. So retiring at 30 is very different from retiring at 60. Because your money has to last longer and grow faster, your retirement depends heavily on investment returns. Historically, the stock market has returned around 7 to 10% annually before inflation. But here's the problem: returns are not consistent. Some years are more than 20%. Other years are down 20%. This is where economic cycles come in. Markets go through growth, recession, and recovery. Your portfolio strategy must handle all phases. This is something most beginners don't know. Sequence of returns risk. If the market crashes early in your retirement and you're withdrawing money, your portfolio can shrink quickly. That would reduce the base amount it has to grow in the future, even if long-term returns are good. This is why timing matters, risk management matters, and why having a buffer is important. Now let's make this practical. How to calculate your number. Step 1. Start with an estimate of your annual expenses. There are expenses you cannot get away with. They are the fixed expenses, like housing, transportation, and healthcare. Then there are variable expenses, like food, vacation, and lifestyle spending. Do you envision an upgrade to your lifestyle during retirement? Or do you envision living very frugal because you rather retire early? Step 2. Let's see how the calculation works. Let's use $60,000 per year as an example. Multiply $60,000 by 25 using the 4% rule. $60,000 times 25 equals $1.5 million. While this number sounds scary and you think you may never retire, bear in mind you should consider the amount you need after collecting Social Security benefits, pension, and other passive income. Assume if all of your benefits make up more than half of your pre-retirement income, then you would need less than half of that amount in your investment savings. How do you know if you're saving enough? Here's a general benchmark to give you an idea. It's a good reality check, because if you aren't close to the benchmark estimate, it's a good idea to increase your savings level or make other adjustments when you still have time. The benchmark shows at age 30, you should have about 1 time your salary in savings. At age 35, you should have about 1 to 1.5 times your salary, At age 40, 3 times your salary. Age 50, 3.5 to 6 times your salary. Then age 60, 6 to 11 times your salary. Using this outline, assume you make $60,000 per year. Then by age 30, you should have about $60,000 in your investment. And by age 50, you should have about $210,000 to $360,000. It's good practice to save 15% of your pre-tax income through your career in order to stay on track with this outline. Your target is to accumulate enough to replace close to half or 45% of your pre-retirement income from savings. What if your savings level seems low compared to the outline above? There are some adjustment options. You should ask yourself, how much do you save now, how long you'll be working, how much you spend in retirement, and how are you investing? Even small adjustment to each of these areas could help to get you closer to your retirement goal. For savings, are you saving 15% of your pre-tax income? If not, is there opportunity to save 1% more each year? This is an adjustment to your saving habits that could help you build long-term wealth. Also, are you maximizing company match on your 401k account? For your retirement time, can you delay retirement 1 to 3 years? This gives you multiple benefits, including give you more years to save, reduce the number of years you need to fund, and increase Social Security benefits. Working until 68 instead of 65 can improve retirement security benefits significantly. For retirement lifestyle adjustment, plan on downsizing, pay off mortgage before retirement to minimize housing expenses, move to cost living areas, and travel during off-season. And for investing, this one is super important. Many people think conservative is good, but you need to ask yourself whether you're investing appropriately for your age. If your portfolio is too conservative, it may not grow enough. If it's too aggressive, volatility can hurt you. Most people use target date funds, balanced index funds, or simple 3-fund portfolio. That is using 3 low-cost index funds to give you broad diversification across the global stock and bond markets. The goal is not to gamble, it's to make sure your money grows faster than inflation. Step 3. Adjust for safety. After carefully accounting for your income required, you need to adjust for safety or a buffer. Because life is full of surprises, you should add buffer for inflation, market volatility, and other unexpected costs. So using the earlier example, if you add 20% safety net to $1.5 million, then the total could be $1.8 million, before accounting for Social Security and other income benefits. This is your baseline, not perfect, but a reasonable estimate. Account for these areas that could potentially work against you, but if you flip them, they could also help you. Number 1. Overspending without a plan. Many retirees spend more than expected, especially on travel, leisure, and irregular expenses, because they don't track their budget. Without a structured withdrawal plan, savings can deplete faster than intended. Number 2. Investing too conservatively or too aggressively. If investments don't grow enough to outpace inflation, purchasing power erodes. On the flip side, taking too much risk can lead to large losses that are hard to recover in retirement. Experts recommend maintaining a mix of income-producing and growth investments to keep savings sustainable. Number 3. Withdrawing too much and too fast. Even retirees with large portfolios can run out of money if withdrawals exceed what their savings can support. A personalized withdrawal strategy, accounting for Social Security, spending needs, and goals is essential. Number 4. Rising costs in inflation, taxes, and healthcare. High inflation and taxes are top fears among retirees. Healthcare costs also rise with age, and longer lifespans mean retirees must pay for more years of care. These pressures can strain even well-planned budgets. Number 5. Longer lifespans than expected. People are living longer, which is good, but it means savings must stretch further. Many retirees underestimate how long they'll need the income to last, increasing the risk of outliving their money. Number 6. Lack of pensions and unstable income sources. Unlike previous generations, most Americans no longer have pensions. Retirement income now depends heavily on personal savings, which increases vulnerability to market downturns and poor planning. Making good investment decisions appropriate for your age and situation is very important. Number 7. Market volatility and economic shocks. Housing price swings, stock market downturns, and job insecurity before retirement can reduce savings or force early withdrawals. These shocks make long-term planning harder and increase the risk of shortfalls. Start building a savings habit early in life. One of the magic formula is compounding interest. And compounding interest best friend is time. So start saving and investing early, and your retirement years will thank you. Here's where things get interesting. Financial psychology plays a huge role. Some people overspend in retirement, especially in the early years when they suddenly see over $1 million that they could spend. They are just starting to adjust to their retirement years, and they suddenly started traveling a lot. People have the misconception that $1 million is a big number and will last forever. But the reality is that is more of a baseline number, and it needs to last for the next 30 years. On the other hand, there are others who underspend out of fear. Because they suddenly stop working and stop seeing money coming in every month, there's a sense of insecurity. Retirement is not just maths. It's emotional. You go from earning money to spending your savings. During your earning years, when you buy something in 1 month, you know you'll recover that amount in the following month. But in retirement, when you buy something, you know that could have a longer impact because you will not recover that expense in the following month. It's very scary emotionally and could cause people to live more frugal than their pre-retirement years. That shift is difficult. There's more than one way to retire. Depending on how you choose to retire, that also affects how much you need to save up before you can retire. Number 1, there's the traditional retirement, where you save, invest, and retire fully in your 60s. Number 2, there's early retirement, where you save aggressively, put a lot in investing. It can be done particularly if you have high income, self-discipline, and strong portfolio strategy. Number 3, there's the semi-retirement. You can work part-time, which reduce pressure on your portfolio. Each strategy changes your number. Think about which one suits you, and you can plan toward that when you still have time. Here's the good news. There are ways you can reduce how much you need. By lowering expenses such as downsizing or moving to lower cost areas. Generating passive income. Increase your portfolio savings by delaying your retirement time. The less you spend, then the less you need to save. Or you can retire earlier with the same amount. Let me leave you with this. Retirement is not about hitting a magic number. It's about building a system that supports your life. Through a combination of investment, stock market exposure, risk management, and long-term discipline. Because the goal is not just to retire, it's to stay retired. If this helped you understand how much you really need to retire, you're already ahead of most people. Because most people are guessing. Subscribe for more content on wealth building, portfolio strategy, financial psychology, and long-term investing. And remember, the earlier you understand this, the easier the journey becomes. Click like and subscribe. See you in the next video.